If you're anything like me, then there have been times in your life where you've looked around and thought, how did I end up here? Maybe you're not in pain exactly. But you're not at peace either. It doesn't shine. It doesn't grow leaves. Hope that even when things are really tough right now, if you're going through a difficult time, know that this feeling, too, shall pass. Sometimes we have to lose things in order to gain a greater understanding of ourselves. And yes, this is painful. This is not easy. But it's just in these moments of pain and discomfort that we have the opportunity to become better versions of ourselves. What is this process of transformation teaching you about yourself? What is it showing you that you need to change? And how can you use this experience to become the best version of yourself possible? But deep down, something beautiful is happening. Are you going to fight the pain and try to hold on to the old version of yourself? Trust me, I struggle with it all the time. I felt a strong urge to share something that's been weighing on my heart. There's this idea that's been circulating online, this notion that if you're successful, if you're making money, if you're living a life that appears to be good, then you must not pray, you must not believe in God. This couldn't be further from the truth. But when we surrender, when we let go, we open ourselves up to the possibility of something new, something better. We allow ourselves to become. Or are you going to let go and trust that the universe has a plan for you? You are cracking. You are shifting. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. And may we all remember that we are not lost. We are becoming. You are becoming. It's a choice to let go of the old, to embrace the new, to trust in the process and to have faith in ourselves. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Because when we become who we're meant to be, when we bloom into the beautiful flowers we were created to be, the world is a better place for it. It doesn't even move. But deep inside, something is happening. It's cracking. It's shifting. It's preparing to rise. And maybe, just maybe, that's what's happening to you. It's like you're floating. You're not drowning, you're not swimming, you're just drifting. Perhaps you left a job that no longer fulfilled you, or maybe a long-term relationship ended. Or perhaps you woke up one morning and realized you don't recognize who you've become. We all get lost sometimes. But what if you're not lost at all? What if, like a seed buried underground, you're simply becoming? You see, a seed doesn't look like a tree. This idea of becoming has been a central theme in many spiritual traditions for centuries. In Christianity, it's the concept of being transformed by the renewing of your mind. In Buddhism, it's the idea of impermanence, that everything in life is always changing and nothing stays the same. And in Hinduism, it's the belief in reincarnation and the idea that we are constantly evolving into new forms. The idea that we are always becoming is a powerful one because it gives us hope. But here's the thing, becoming is uncomfortable. If you think about it, the process of transforming from one state to another, whether it's a caterpillar into a butterfly or a seed into a tree, it happens in a very uncomfortable state. The caterpillar is stuck in a cocoon. The seed is stuck in the ground. They can't move. They can't change. They're completely at the mercy of the natural world. And yet, in that stillness, they are becoming. And so it is with us. Sometimes we need to go through difficult periods in our lives in order to become who we meant to be. So the next time you feel like you're stuck, know that you're probably not. You may not be able to see it. The question is, are you going to resist it or are you going to surrender to it? Now, I know it's not easy to surrender. So my question for you today is, what are you becoming? Becoming is a choice, my friends. So thank you for being here. As I sat down to write this message, let me tell you a story about someone who looked like he was falling apart, but was, in truth, coming together. His name was Daniel. Daniel was 38, living in Boston. He had a stable job in tech, a condo with big windows, and a calendar filled with meetings and gym classes. He walked out of a marketing meeting, sat alone in the office parking lot, and realized he felt absolutely nothing. But one day, on a perfectly normal Tuesday, no passion, no joy, no energy to keep pretending. He wasn't happy. But more than that, he wasn't himself. Problem was, he didn't know who himself even was. So Daniel did something most people would call irrational. He quit. He packed a small bag, shut off his phone, and signed up for a 10-day silent meditation retreat in Colorado. No phone. No talking. No distractions. Just silence. Just breath. Just himself. The first 3 days were unbearable. His mind screamed, "Why are you here? You're wasting your time. Everyone back home is moving forward, and you're just sitting." But something remarkable happened around day 5. As the noise inside him began to settle, he noticed something. He was still there. Under all the anxiety. Under the fear of being behind. Under the belief that he had to figure it all out now. He felt like a seed cracking open. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't neat. But it was real. This moment in Daniel's life mirrors something the Buddha taught 2,600 years ago. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. The Buddha. To live without inner truth, without purpose, without understanding ourselves, is to slowly lose connection with life itself. But reconnecting doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes, it looks like stillness. Like confusion. Like falling apart. In Buddhist practice, this stage is sacred. It's the phase of samadhi, right view. It's not about having answers. It's about seeing clearly. I don't know who I am. But I want to find out. And that alone is the beginning of awakening. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds like me. Maybe you've just moved to a new city. Or your kids have grown and left. Or your marriage is ending. Or your job, the one you gave your best years to, suddenly feels empty. You are not failing. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are becoming. When nothing makes sense, that's when we are finally soft enough, quiet enough, open enough. In Western society, we often treat uncertainty as failure. But in Buddhist teaching, uncertainty is the doorway to wisdom. When the old structures fall apart, to hear something deeper. Another story. There's a famous Buddhist monk in Thailand. When a young man came to him and said, "I feel like I'm falling apart," the monk replied gently, "Good. Now the pieces are loose. Let's see which ones are really yours." Sometimes you need to break down to finally see what was never truly you. That job title? That image? That identity you wore like armor? You don't need to wear it anymore. So if today you feel lost, if the map you were following no longer makes sense, if the people around you seem to be figuring it's just becoming a tree. Like the moon between phases, the moon isn't lost. It's just becoming whole again. It belongs to anyone willing to be honest, to be still, and to look within. If the people around you seem to have it all together and you're over here questioning everything, I invite you to remember these 3 things. Number 1, you're not lost. If the people around you seem to have it all figured out and you over here questioning everything, inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, exhale. And now, if you feel called, sit in silence for just 2 minutes after this video. Don't seek an answer. Just listen. You may be surprised what your soul whispers when everything else goes quiet. You're not lost. You're just becoming. I invite you to remember these 3 things. Number 1, you're not lost. You're just becoming. This too shall pass. Your current circumstances do not define you. They're not your permanent identity. Number 2, when we feel lost, we can easily fall into the trap of thinking we're broken. But the truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to spirituality. There is no perfect timeline. There is no right way. If you feel lost, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. And in your humanity, you are perfect. Number 3, when we feel lost, we must remember that we are not alone. The entire universe is conspiring to support us, to guide us, to bring us home to ourselves. All we need to do is slow down, breathe, and open our hearts to receive the abundance of love that is always available to us. You're just becoming. This too shall pass. Your current circumstances do not define you. They're not your permanent identity. In the grand tapestry of life, each thread, each experience, no matter how dark, is temporary. You're not lost. You're just becoming. The path is messy. We beat ourselves up for not having our stuff together, for not knowing the answers. The entire universe is conspiring to support us, to guide us, to bring us home to ourselves. All we need to do is slow down, breathe, and open our hearts to receive the abundance of love that is always available to us. When we feel lost, it's easy to isolate, to disconnect from the world, to shut down. But this only makes us feel worse. Instead, I encourage you to reach out, to connect with others who get it, who understand what you're going through, who can hold space for you in your journey, for not being further along in our spiritual journey. But the truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to spirituality. There is no perfect timeline. There is no right way. If you feel lost, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. And in your humanity, you are perfect. It's beautiful, and it's yours. There will be times in every single one of our lives where we feel like we've lost everything and everyone, where we question who we are and why we're here. These moments of seeming loss are actually moments of great potential. They're invitations to wake up, to pay attention, to surrender our ego's demands and to open our hearts to the vast mystery of existence. Like the caterpillar in the cocoon, the caterpillar isn't lost. It's just becoming a butterfly. And we, my friends, are no different. Even in our darkest, most confusing seasons, something beautiful is unfolding. A new strength is rising from the ashes of what once was. You are being stretched into a version of yourself that has always been there, waiting to emerge. Out, while you feel like you're falling apart. He didn't promise us an easy path, but he did offer us a way to be present in the middle of it all. To breathe, to see clearly, and to trust. To trust that even in our darkest seasons, something beautiful is unfolding. To trust that we are exactly where we need to be, even when we don't understand why. Remember this, you're not lost. When the people around you seem to have it all figured out, and here you are feeling lost and broken. But I'm here to tell you, you are not broken. You are on the path. Even if your feet are trembling, even if your hands are shaking, even if your heart is heavy with uncertainty, you are on the path. You're just becoming. Like a seed cracking in the dark, the seed isn't lost. The Buddha never promised us a life without confusion. I know it can be terrifying when the ground beneath your feet feels like it's crumbling away. When the path ahead seems unclear, the spiritual journey doesn't belong to the wise or the ready. If you feel lost today, if the map you are following no longer makes sense. Number 2, when we feel lost, we can easily fall into the trap of thinking we're broken. And number 3, when we feel lost, we must remember that we are not alone. So if today you feel lost, if the map you are following no longer makes sense, before this video ends, let's take 3 deep breaths together.